Welcome to the Dancing Oracle with Najia for part three of an extended reading for current events. United States, are we safe here? And by proxy, is the rest of the world safe? Because a lot of the rest of the world's safety relies upon what happens here, because our country seems to affect other governments immensely. And I know our dear formerly northern partners in Canada. Oh my God, they're like worried. And Europe, there's a lot of alerts out there, travel advisories for other countries in coming to the U.S. Now I'm used to seeing that because I used to travel to the Middle East a lot, and there a lot of times I'd have to pay attention to the travel advisories for you know, having my life threatened in some way, or terrorist attacks, or anything, any animosity against Americans at the time years ago when I did a lot of traveling. And now it's like, oh my God, there's travel advisories for going to the United States. It's crazy. So listen, sorry, I'm a little nervous. I'm overwhelmed. I'm doing too many things at once and I'm all itchy. It's that time of year, allergy season, everything's like, and dry air. So bear with me. I hope you like my sincerity and my candor. So now I'm going to do oracle readings. Part one was the short answer through tarot. Part two was deep dive, meanings of the cards. If you like to listen to my banter, that's part two. Same exact reading as part one, but in depth. And if you like to learn about spirit, if you're interested in mysticism, if you want to learn what is the meaning of all these cards, if you're like me and you just love knowing everything and exploring spirit, part two is for you. And yeah, you get a lot more insight in part two of what's really going on beneath the surface. Beneath the surface, we had that moon card. And now the oracle decks, multiple decks I'm going to work with. They give you the a fuller picture because it's a much different perspective. It's like a different culture, right? Seeing something through another culture's eyes. So the tarot is like one culture, the oracle is like another culture, and because there's multiple oracle decks, it's like multiple cultures affecting the way we look at this reading that I did earlier. Okay? And maybe I'll even pull out some of those cards. We'll see. All right, so I want to cleanse the decks as I talk to you about some of the things I found out in the previous reading. Please go watch them. But we only had one major arcana show up, which really surprised me. If you're an avid tarot enthusiast, you know how weird that is, that only, I'm saging the cards, by the way. For new viewers, you're like, what is this smoke? Is she having a cigarette? No, I'm not having a cigarette. I'm having sage. Right? I'm having sage to cleanse the previous energy, right? That's probably why I cough so much. So anyway, so in the previous reading, by the way, if you like those readings, like, share, subscribe, comment, all free ways to help the channel grow, help keep me going, help keep me doing this. Because if I don't get enough response, I'm going to disappear for another 3 years like I did before. But if you like everything, keep me going. And thank and a lot of you last month, thank you. I got new decks because you contributed to the channel. So thank you so much. All right, so in the previous reading, there was not the major arcana, the big, powerful cards I expected to see. I was surprised. I just got the Hierophant in the recent past. And it was an unusual Hierophant because it was from the Light Seers Tarot. So it has a little bit of a different meaning of going to your higher self to find to find the answers to rule your life, as opposed to putting your trust in government and religion, to put it more toward God, right? And the God within you. It's a really cool meaning. So that was interesting, but I got a lot of troubled cards that really told you, What's going on? And I said, my God, Spirit is listening and guiding my hands and these cards to put them in this place because it really told the story of what's been going on. But luckily, even though things were difficult, they weren't as threatening in the way I was asking the question. Like, would we be attacked? Kind of, I meant when I was asking, is the United States safe? I meant more from a physical attack on land. But the attacks were, hacking the brain. And a lot of people's brains have been hacked, through the Hierophant energy. And now they're kind of going within themselves. And, they're investments. If you're investing in Social Security, investing, because it's not a freebie, you're investing part of your pay in that, and then it's not bearing the fruit, like it's taken away from you or made harder to get. So things like that, worrying, like really just shutting down, your heart's broken, all these other types of threats, and being lied to, and being shown things that aren't, all that glitters isn't gold, all these glittery things to fulfill your heart, and then you realize, wow, I was I listened to the false knight. As we know in tarot, the Knight of Cups are reversed is the false knight. So now we're going to get a different perspective on this whole situation with Oracle. Now, some of you complain about the speed of my voice either being too slow or too fast. Today's one of those fast days, just how Spirit comes out at me fast today. Other days, Spirit comes out really slow. There is a gear button on your YouTube. You can change it. Now, I know some of you come from different countries, and it's really hard to follow me if I'm talking really fast. And you Americans, you're like, can you please talk faster? When I'm in those slow channeling days, right? I'm like, yeah, channeling and getting the information really slowly. And you're like, can you please speed up your voice? I'm like, just guess what? Everyone's got a different thing. How you want me to be? This is who I am. I'm doing this for free unless you donate kindly. Um, you have a gear button on YouTube. Did you know that? It's really great. It can even slow down music that you play. You know, I like using it for dance class because I can slow the music down and break the choreography down for my students. So that's why I'm called the Dancing Oracle, because I make my living for many years as a dancer, Middle Eastern dancer. So, anyway, you have a gear button and it can speed me up 4 times as fast or slow me down 4 times slower. So, no complaints. Learn to use your equipment. All right. All right. Do you have the card fly out? When the card flies out, we got to read it. Wow. I got this card recently for someone. Interesting. This one just flew out of the deck as I shuffled. Don't worry. Everything you've been waiting for is on its way. Progress is being made even if you can't see the results. So much is happening behind the scenes for the creation of your dreams. Trust the process. So, wow, okay. There are things happening behind the scenes that I have gotten cards showing that things are happening behind the scenes, but I have not seen any indication of it. I've gotten really good long term results for our country that I can't quite figure out how this can happen based on what's playing out in front of me. But that card is saying, yeah, all right, so I want to find that card because I want to take a picture for the screenshot. That's all right. We'll just take a screenshot of cards that are not actually in the reading for the thumbnail. So I'm actually pulling a card. All right, this is a weird one. Message from the universe. If you frequently give yourself permission to doodle, wander, and be totally unproductive, and you actually relish such interludes, I can guarantee that your genius, creativity, and productivity will increase exponentially. Mm. I did see in the tarot that people were shutting down right now. They're just shutting down from all of this chatter with the sword energy. And there was a need to withdraw. So this is actually a really interesting card because I do know some people taking this other route, like my dear friend Suzanne. Hi, Suzanne. She can't listen to the news. It just hurts too much. And she's a beautiful artist. And she's putting, she just does art to make herself feel good. I have another friend who we've been doing collages with. If you can watch my shorts, we're doing these decoupage and collages, and she just does it to take her mind off of all the negativity. Now, that's important because if you do take your mind off of the negativity, you will grow something. You're planting a seed of something that will grow and manifest to be beautiful. Just by taking your mind off of all of the negativity. Not that you should hide yourself and not speak your mind and truth about what's going on, but if you get hooked on this negative energy, it's too much. It's too much. All right, I want to do another oracle card for everybody. So, as you know, I like to sage everything. Let me do this one. Spirit animal. Hold on, everybody. I got a tiny little space here to work with. Someday, if I prosper, I can have a whole nother room devoted to tarot and spreading everything out, right? You would think if you saw this room, there'd be enough room, but there really isn't. Things have changed a lot in the last few years since 2020. Yeah, and I've been doing this channel. I came back to it like a few months ago in September on my birthday. And my birthday, it was the same as Keanu Reeves, so I did a reading on him, and it was very popular. And that's why you do the popular request. You're like, why do I have so many Keanu Reeves reading? He has his own playlist. He has his own friggin' playlist. So a lot of the people who come to my channel are his fans. And then, but I have an interest personally, not in what I'm doing right now, because I want to know. I'm like kind of worried. You know what I mean? I've really been. Have you noticed the amount of weight I've gained since November? Have you seen everything expand? Like stress eating and cortisol. Cortisol makes you gain weight, man. Even if I ate nothing extra, which I really haven't been, except that 1 week, since November. I really haven't. But stress, man. Stress does it to you. So I'm going to get back to nature this spring. Kind of like what the cards are saying, With that last card, the last two cards, like, just the universe will be there for you and just put your focus on these other things, right? On good things. So, I'm getting two cards. Hold on. This one is, I love this deck. The writer for this deck, the author, not the artist, but I love the artwork, but I love the woman who produced this deck. And I don't get to watch her channel hardly ever, even though I really love her, Colette Baron Reed. Just go check her out. This is her deck. Spirit Animal, Colette Baron Reed. And she's a cool person. She was a musician. I think she still is a little bit. I'm not sure. But she's a really cool person. Maybe I just like her because she's a fellow artist. She's another artist like me that, is also psychic. Many of us artists are intuitive psychic, that's how we produce our art. But anyway, we've got 17 and 38. I like to do the numerology first. So 17, 1 and 7 equals 8. Number of empowerment. Crow spirit. Crows are protectors, right? Co-create with spirit. Let's read about empowering ourselves with crow spirit. Because that's what we need right now. Do we feel safe? Instead of focusing on all this insanity and giving our power away, which we don't want to give our power away, which we were in the past. If you saw the tarot reading in part 2, that one. Oh, this is a beautiful meaning. First sentence. As you look around, can you sense the magic that pulses through the world? Have you witnessed how every thought can become a thing? Have you witnessed how every thought can become a thing? How every intention can call the universe into action as sacred laws shape what you experience. The universe works in perfect order. What you align your thoughts, feelings, and belief with spirit, you will want to grow with delight. Oh, by the way, did you see all the crows in the last reading? They represented the swords, the thoughts, and the mind. We had the 10 of crows and the 9 of crows in the last reading related to this in part 2 and part 1. All right, so feeling the excitement and wonder of being in harmony with something much larger than yourself. Crow Spirit says you are right on target now to see your dreams magically come into being in the visible world. The laws of abundance, compassion, frequency, and praise are operating in your favor now. Remember to be grateful and praise what is yours, even if it is still coalescing into form, still residing in the invisible realms of co-creation. No matter what area of your life you're concerned with now, what you hope for is on its way, for spirit is your co-creation partner. So all 3 of these cards so far, let me go find the other ones. All 3 of these cards, the 2 messages from the universe and crow spirit, they have to do with basically taking your focus off of what is going on and going within, right? Like, this one, if you want to take a screenshot of it, right? I can't find the other one, but I'll keep this one out, But it was pretty much like things coming into fruition, because sometimes these cards are not always the best outcomes, and so far we've got the importance of, keeping your focus on you and your dreams and visions, that the universe will take care of you in the end, even if things are really difficult for a while. So this one is lizard spirit. 3 and 8 equals master number 11. 38. 11 is the angelic number. Like angels are watching over you. So this one says, dream the world into being. Dream the world into being. All right. Excuse me, I'm so itchy today. I shouldn't be doing this on camera, but this is me. What am I gonna do? I'm itchy. I have dry air in the house and outside is spring. It's springtime here in Philadelphia. It's so lovely. All the flowers are coming out, but they make me all itchy too. So, Lizard Spirit says, oh God, there's all the same messages. Wow. When was the last time basked in the sun and allowed yourself to daydream, to imagine what might be and who you might become? Do you remember the Six of Cups card in the tarot reading? Where people's minds went to and what was in the environment, people caring about the nostalgia of the old days, the good old days. Yeah, lazy days of summer, right? Of the old when we had more time. Lizard spirit appears when you're called to let your imagination flow and dream something new. Inspiration is available to you now if you're willing to slow down and let your eyes close a little, allowing ideas to dance in your head. What might come into being if you were to pursue your dream? How might you grow and expand if you're allowed to dare yourself to believe in the impossible, making it possible first in your dreaming mind and then in your world as you co-create with spirit? Give in to the power of imagination, and soon your dream will become clearer. The steps will reveal themselves, and what was ephemeral will begin to coalesce into form. Dream it and be it. Spirit asked you to dare to dream big. So you know what's so interesting is this reading that I'm doing today for the Oracle. These cards are all about the same idea of making a wish and dreaming it into being and putting our focus into slowing down and allowing that to happen rather than focusing on the news and trusting in the divine, right? Trusting in the divine and not buying into fear. Because what happens when you get into fear, and it's probably why this oracle has this strong message, because most of us will go, including me, weight gain since November, um, and I don't normally do political reads, but what happened this week really freaked me out. I just keep thinking, what else is going on? What else is going on behind the scenes? We weren't supposed to know this. What else is really screwed up? So here I go into fear mode, and I'm sure a lot of you are like, WTF, right? And but when that energy gets into us, it draws more of that into your orbit. Do you understand? Like if you're afraid and you're focused on fear and not being able to make it in life or worried about an attack or anything else, right? You're bringing that energy toward you in different ways, right? I mean, you may be worried about someone attacking the country and then you get attacked in an alleyway or something because you're drawing that energy to you because you're vibrating that. So what you vibrate out there is what you get back. So I think this oracle, these four oracle cards that came up are a way of reminding all of us, including me, the reader, that we want to be sovereign within our world, right? We want to reign sovereign. You can with within your own being. Like, you no matter what happens, like there's a book, a really famous book by Viktor Frankl called Man's Search for Meaning. And it's all about life in the concentration camp and how he found meaning in that horrible existence, right? He found meaning in that. He his soul grew, right? So no matter what happens, what you, no matter what situation you're in or what's going on, you can make your life better by your inner landscape. Your inner landscape will manifest your outer landscape. It will mirror it. So keep that in mind, what these oracles have said. Please support my channel by liking, sharing, and subscribing. It's free to do so. And it lets me know if you want more of these kind of readings. Like I get a lot of likes on the Keanu Reeves readings. So, I know that that's what people want. And of course, I get lots of demands to do them. But if you like this kind of content, and if you like the way I do it and explain from spirit, as opposed to just being I'm not a fortune teller. I work with energy, just like an artist, I work with energy. And I do that in my psychic realm. I work with energy. So if you like my approach, encourage me to do more by subscribing, liking, sharing, and then becoming a member really keeps me going because I have to live up to my commitments if you're a member of the channel. So take care. I have so much content on here. I did some recordings all about magic water and the usual celebrity readings, all kinds of things, seeing auras. I'll be doing more. And, I'll keep doing more if you keep encouraging me to do so. Take care. Bye.